Moto Roader MC is approaching its 30th year anniversary. It's the third and final game, at least to date, in the Moto Roader series, and it was released in 1992 for PC CD. Now, it then got a 2017 release for the Wii U Virtual Console, and now for 2022 it's got released across all of the current consoles. There's nothing really in addition extra here apart from the main game. The only thing that's been added on outside is the ability to change the scale of the screen so that you can have it in like perfect mode or ballooned out to full size screen or 16:9, 4:3, and the ability to change the shape of some of the cars for different players. Outside of that, the game is identical to what it was in 1992, and that will be great for some people and it won't be for others. The game reminds me heavily of Super Sprint, Iron Man Off-Road, but also Micro Machines Military. And the reason for this is that as you drive around all of these different circuits, and each circuit is a single screen long, you will be firing missiles constantly with unlimited ammo coming out of your bonnet. They go straight forward and they will hit anything that's moving in front of you. And what this does, and it's going to be a really Marmite decision as to whether you like this game or not, is it turns the game more from a driving arcade experience to a dodge and survive 'em up. And that's because the tracks are all single screen, very tight corners, quite angular, 90 degrees, and because the cars don't handle in a way that allow you to tightly and cleanly get round corners because your cars are too fast for the tracks that they're on, you'll be bouncing on and off of all of the different barriers, and that's very much part of the tactics of the game. But in doing so, you can bounce on and off of other competitors, but also then use like your missile to smash someone so that they then spin around, and then you can use that almost as like a bottle stop to be like bonk bonk and then dive off of them whilst they're spinning around from their missile. It's a definite tactic, it's good fun to do, but it does mean that it's a bit rage-inducing, this game, when you're playing it with other people, because you're like, why'd you do this to me? As you get absolutely pummeled from driving a nice clean race up front, where you then cannot defend yourself, and then you just get attacked by everyone. Very easy to be lapping someone, and for them to just hit you with a missile, and then second place just pootles through at the end, and it's like, thanks, I'll have that win. And it's all part of the fun and rageness of Moto Roader MC. Now, that will not be for everyone, but I just wanted to put that in as a clear warning, as this is what all of the games, in all of the tracks, in all of the races that I did, they all descended into that. And if you're able to kind of pull away slightly, and the rest of the competitors aren't like lagging too far behind, it's probably better to stay about 3/4 to half a lap ahead of everyone else and not try and lap people, because it only puts yourself into more jeopardy. That's my excuse. The other thing I really liked about Moto Roader MC is its track design. Now, you've got the normal tracks which are like on the screen and they kind of rotate around and they've got different corners and stuff. But they also have these kind of maze ones where you exit off one part of the screen and reappear somewhere else. They're clearly marked as entrances and exits. One of them is just like an icy chicane which you have to get round, and there's a real knack to it. There's one towards the end where it's like a maze in a dungeon or a castle, and you're popping in and out of all different areas all over the place, and it just makes the game feel slightly different and unique, and it stops it feeling like it's cloning Super Sprint and then adding on Micro Machines Military tanks and weaponry onto the end of it. So it gives it a unique flavour. And yes, I'm aware Micro Machines Military came after this game. The other thing outside of this is you've got a football game. So think of Rocket League 2D from 1992. It's there if you want it. It's a nice little extra. And you've also got time trials, which are local only, unfortunately. And outside of Championship, you can do single races and just kind of enjoy some multiplayer carnage as you go. I think with this game, because of the way how weaponry and dirty tactics play such a big role, it's going to be better to market this as a party game rather than a racing game. It gives me full-on arcade early 90s vibes. It doesn't feel particularly fair, but that's half of its fun for playing. Just, you won't want to be playing this for too long. What I will say though is that this is a ridiculously easy platinum. You only have to start a race in each of the tracks, and everything's available and open and unlocked at the beginning of the game. So there is no skill involved in this platinum whatsoever. So if you are a shiny platinum collector or a Chivo collector, this is a gold mine for you. So yeah, I think my only kind of downside from this is obviously you can't change massively a game that's been released in 1992 and there's been no requirements to do so, but I was hoping that there would be some kind of bonus extras like some concept art or scans of the box art or the original manual or something like that. That would have been quite nice to have, but no, this is very bare bones, but I do think in its own little weird and wonderful way it still stands up to the test of time, so long as you market it as a party game, not a racer. Written review will be over on highplanegames.com. This game will be available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One and Series X and S and Nintendo Switch from Friday the 25th of February. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.